Presidential poll, you are biased, Peter Obi replies Inec. So guys, Inec filed a preliminary objection in court in support of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is the president-elect and also a member of the APC. You know, Inec as an electoral body is supporting Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And you know, Peter Obi has come out to caution Inec that they should endeavor to stand on a neutral ground. They shouldn't be partisan. Honestly, Inec is taking it too far. Don't forget, during the election, there was a tweet that was tweeted against Peter Obi. And you know, somebody from Inec liked that tweet. And people began to question the neutrality of Inec as the electoral umpire to oversee the elections. And you can see that Inec has not stopped these partisan actions that they are taking. You can see them filing this objection in support of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So guys, this is the kind of politics we have in Nigeria, where even Inec is interested, you know, in politics. They are not standing neutral. Yes, let me read out some of the texts that I have here. The presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi, has accused the Independent National Electoral Commission, Inec, of bias, insisting that it ought to maintain neutrality in electoral contest between candidates. Obi, in a reply he filed before the Presidential Election Petition Court, faulted the electoral body for filing a preliminary objection in support of the president-elect and candidate of the ruling All Progressive Congress (APC), Mr. Bola Tinubu. He noted that both the Supreme Court and the Court of Appeal had in the past cautioned Inec not to place itself in position where imputation of partiality in favor of one party against another will be leveled against it. Specifically, Obi, who came third in the presidential election that was held on February 25th, recalled that the Apex Court had, in the case of Attorney General of the Federation, emphasized the Electoral Commission must not only embrace neutrality as its watchword, but must always remain fair and focused. The global best practice for electoral umpire in national election is that an electoral body must avoid creating the impression that it has no respect for neutrality in an electoral contest between candidates. The court has repeatedly admonished the first respondent of its needs to remain neutral in election proceedings. So guys, you have heard it for yourself. Mr. Peter Obi is not happy with the way Inec is handling all these issues. When you look at how Inec chairman even came out to announce the results, you will know that this man is showing interest in a particular political party. You can imagine that during collation, people raised some concern, and INEC chairman told them that their concerns will be addressed after collation. But you know, at the end of the day, nobody ever talked about those concerns, only for the INEC chairman to quickly announce the president-elect. And they told people, if you are not happy, go to court. If you are not happy, go to court. And you can still see them, you know, still showing some partisan interest in this suit. So guys, I just want us to know that INEC is not neutral. INEC is not neutral, and we have to speak up. Let's not allow INEC be an instrument to truncate our victory in the election tribunal. In Sudan, Nigerian students queue to board buses to Egypt. Honestly, oh my God, I can't just believe that Nigerians go to Sudan to study. Honestly, it is unbelievable. The kind of country these our politicians have built for us. This is because, you know, Nigerians no longer believe in our educational system. And you can see Nigerians going to countries like Sudan, the giant of Africa. Our citizens are in Sudan studying there. And you can see how stranded they are because the Nigerian government has not taken any quick move, you know, to evacuate its citizens. Guess who is going to evacuate them? A huge shout out to Mr. Onyema, who has taken this move, you know, to show his love for the Nigerian people.
The federal government will today commence the evacuation of about 5,500 Nigerians, including students stranded in Khartoum and other cities in Sudan. To facilitate the repatriation, the government has released 150 million naira for hiring 40 buses to convey its desperate citizens from Sudan to Cairo in Egypt. The chairman of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Abiri Erewa, confirmed on Tuesday that the payment had been made, noting that the evacuees would take off on Wednesday morning, that's early this morning. Also, Nigeria's leading airline, Air Peace, has also expressed urgent determination to evacuate stranded Nigerians from Sudan at no cost. Joining us on the show this morning to discuss the evacuation of Nigerians stranded in Sudan is Allen Onyema, Chief Executive Officer of Air Peace. Welcome to the morning show.
Well, quickly, when we had the issues in South Africa, you have to evacuate Nigerians. When there was COVID, you have to evacuate Nigerians from India and elsewhere. You keep doing this. And yet this same country has not deemed it necessary to give you national honor. What motivates you? Now you're saying you want to help Nigeria evacuate people from Sudan. On this program last week, Professor Bolaji Akinyemi said, I look forward to Allen Onyema helping to evacuate Nigerians, but they have to pay him. What motivates you to keep giving?
Well, to me, it's even a privilege, to be allowed to contribute my quota to my country. In fact, I'm a good adherent of what can you do for your nation and not what your country can do for you. So at all times, Nigeria is a country of about 378 ethnic nationalities. This is supposed to be our strength. The diversity we have today is an envy to all. It pains me that we have not been able to weave the country together in over 60 years of our independence. So it pains me. So whatever I have to do to encourage people to come together, to promote unity and at the same time encourage broad nationalism as against ethnic and religious nationalism which we have in this country. That is why I do it. I do it because I love this country. I believe we could be better than what we are having now. 378 ethnic nationalities. This is a source of strength. Meanwhile, we are not harnessing that. Instead, this blessing God has given us has become an albatross of a kind, and it pains me. So at all times, I like using my God's given blessings to see how I could help my country. It's not about evacuation alone. I laid down my life in the Niger Delta for this country. To me, to date, that is my greatest service to this nation, because Boko Haram would have been a child's play. But I laid down my life and got Niger Delta sorted, and today everybody's enjoying. People have forgotten all that. So a lot of people are talking about my intervention during evacuation, during the COVID time, Thailand, India, Malaysia, Indonesia, because Nigerians were destroying our embassies over there, and I felt that was a great disservice to the image of this country, and I sent in my jets to go and bring them back home during COVID. I feel personally honored to be allowed to do that. So it's not a publicity stunt, because I've been doing it right from secondary school through the university, trying to do things. My own activism is centered on trying to bring Nigeria together, because I believe it's something that we should all be proud of. However, it pains me that my gesture has turned and has started causing some kind of problems everywhere in the social media. People are trying to bring ethnic angle into it. For those who are supporting me, the Igbos who are rooting for me that an Igbo man is going to do this, do that, please stop. For other people from other tribes in Nigeria other than Igbo who have something or the other, or one or two things to say about it, stop. It's a Nigerian thing. It's not Igbo, it's not Yoruba, it's not Hausa. I don't want a good gesture to be turned into ethnic debacle. It pains me.
Well,
it makes me uncomfortable to the extent that I might not do this again, because I want to promote unity, not to cause disunity with my gestures.
Absolutely. And I do hope that these talks would not discourage you from doing good work in Nigeria. We need more Nigerians like you to do more, in terms of social responsibility, helping out where needed. But I'd like to ask you, I want to assume that you're working at least with some form of support or collaboration with the Foreign Affairs Office of Nigeria. What kind of government support have you had since you made the offer to help evacuate Nigerians from Sudan? And when is the time frame? And finally, in terms of that question, for Nigerians who might be watching from Sudan, how do they access? You already have the numbers set in, or how do they access this service you're giving for free?
Okay, I've been on the phone with the government officials. I've spoken with the Foreign Affairs Minister 2 days ago, and I've spoken with the Nigeria's ambassador to Egypt, who is the one covering Sudan too. I've spoken with them, and this morning I was on phone to the DG of NEMA, the National Emergency Authority or something. I've spoken with him, and we are planning to deploy on Friday. I wanted to do it today, if possible, but I was told it will take 2 days before they get to Egypt from Sudan by road. Last night they told me the buses had left, but it will take 2 days. I wanted to deploy this night. So I'll be deploying on Friday, and maybe on Thursday night I might send about 3 jets out to Egypt, if possible. I just pray no country will delay us with overflight permit issues, so that we can get there on time and start moving our people immediately. I may send in about 3 planes at a time.
To ask, so all this what
the evacuation will take place. It will start on Friday.
Okay, so all this what you've always done, is it that with no input from them, it's just you doing it of your own accord, putting yourself up on the line for it? Because this is national service, and this is heroism when you look at it. So this one, you're deploying 3 jets. Are they going to pay you for it, or it's just your own volition, what you can do back for the country you love?
I told them, and just as you must have read in the media, it's free of charge.
They're not paying you anything, no recourse to nothing from the federal government. It's just you giving back.
Yes, I've never asked anybody to give me a dime, and nobody has offered me.
Well, Mr. Onyema, our main subject is Sudan, right? Evacuation of Nigerians that are stranded, and your contribution to help stranded Nigerians out of Sudan. But let's talk about the airline industry. There's so much there. Your association, Airline Operators of Nigeria, of which you are vice chairman, has been talking about ease of doing business, government making things easier within the aviation industry, and then the threat from Ethiopian Airlines with regard to Basa. What are your expectations as we prepare for a new administration on May 29?
Well, not just in aviation, the ease of doing business in Nigeria is very, very, I don't know, it's not something we should celebrate. This government, when they came to power in 2015, made it a point of duty to make sure the ease of doing business. I think it was the vice president that it was anchored in the office of the vice president then. At first, things were working, but after some time, issues nosedived. It has to be improved. You bring in, for example, in aviation, spare parts on AOG basis, aircraft on ground all over the world. You don't need to pay before you take that part out, because an aircraft is treated like a human being. So an aircraft on ground is like dying, so you need to resuscitate it immediately. All over the world, you bring in these parts, you take them out immediately and make sure the aircraft is flying. Over here, sometimes you bring it in and that part might be there for another 2 weeks. The aircraft is grounded for those 2 weeks, so a lot of revenue. Sometimes there's this one they call the one that has to do with the Office of the National Security Advisor. It has to do with some dangerous parts on the airplane. Like some parts of the plane could be termed explosive. So you need end user certificate. I remember one of my airplanes being on ground for 2 months before we were able to get that, to bring in the parts. So things like that shouldn't happen. There are so many. What about the airport infrastructure? They need improvement. This regime has tried, they opened some airports and other, but there are still more for the incoming government to do. And that is it. I don't want to dwell on the other challenges like too many charges being airlines go through to sustain their operations. Too many charges is not a profitable business, but it takes your passion. And some of us are in it because I just want to give service. I want to create jobs for people. I'm not really interested in what comes up. I take from other businesses to fund airpeace. My happiness is when I see this over 5,000 faces, having their means of livelihood from the platform one has created. That's what makes us happy. And I speak for other airlines too. The owners of the other airlines are not making anything, but it takes their passion. In AON, you find the most patriotic Nigerians, because what they are giving out, they're just spreading their God-given wealth for everybody to use. So we deserve some understanding here.
You're a businessman, and I know that you're not in business, despite being very altruistic, you're not in business to just help. You also want to make some money. So I'm hoping that, as you've suggested, the federal government will partner with business owners like yourself to create an enabling business environment. But finally, before we go, I wanted to go back to the question I asked in terms of how can people access, in terms of Sudan for Nigerians there. Is there a special, do you already have the people whom you're evacuating, or is there a way they can contact your office for those who would wait for your jets to come in on Thursday, Friday?
The Nigerian embassy in Cairo is working with the evacuees. They've sent buses down. They have the numbers over there. Remember, they're outside the country. They're not in Nigeria. So AP's job is they just tell me the airport and I'm sending the jets there. But the Nigerian embassy in Cairo is in close contact with all the evacuees. They know where to assemble. They know they've already gotten into the buses, and I think they're on their way now to. As I said yesterday night, they were on their way to the border, Egyptian border. This morning we were discussing. I don't think the flight will be from Cairo. It might be an airport closer to the border. What I want to find out, I've talked to the DG NEMA this morning. I want to find out if the airport they want to use will be able to land my jumbo jet, the 777. The 777 does not land in just any airport. It must be an airport with a very long runway and with commensurate facilities, infrastructure. So the moment we get that, we'll have to go to the press and announce that for now their contacts will be with the Nigerian mission in Cairo.
Thank you very much, Mr. Allen Onyema, founder and chairman of...
Our politicians have succeeded in dividing us using ethnicity and religion. But you can see, oh my God, we need to appreciate Mr. Onyema for this move, to evacuate Nigerians in Sudan. Don't forget, most of these students are from the north. But I tell you, this man is not showing any bias. And he has taken this huge step to evacuate them. So guys, you can see that our politicians have ended up using religion to divide the Nigerian people. Please, Like Mr. Oyema has said, we shouldn't be talking about Igbos, Yorubas, and Hausas. We should just see ourselves as Nigerians, honestly. Let's see ourselves as Nigerians. I know that many Northerners have come out to criticize Mr. Peter Obi because he's an Igbo. Some people call him IPOB. Some people said he's a member of the ESN. So many people have said so many things, but I know that those things have, political undertone. And these are some of the things we have to start renouncing at this time. Let's not allow our politicians to keep dividing us. Nigeria is a great nation. Nigeria is a great nation. Nigeria is a unique country. Let's come together. Let's embrace peace. Let's embrace unity. Let that Nigerianness, be seen in each and every one of us. Whether you are from the north, you are from the south, let's know that we are all Nigerians. Somebody came out to say that the north don't like Peter Obi. That even if Peter Obi contests 1,000 times, that the north is going to reject Peter Obi 1,000 times. And you can see that such a statement is not supposed to, be seen in this our society. Nigeria is so divided that at this time we don't need people to just come out and begin to issue anyhow statements. We want statements that will unify us. Let's come together. Let Nigeria come together. Let's ignore these politicians that use, all this ethnicity to divide us. Let's ignore them. Come together and build a great nation we all can be proud of. So, guys, you have seen it for yourself that Mr. Oyema has taken this huge step to rescue Nigerians who are trapped, in Sudan. Honestly, the federal government cannot do it. And you can see him saying that the federal government is not offering him a dime. He's just doing it on his own for the love he has for Nigeria. And he's saying that our diversity is our strength. It's an advantage for Nigeria. It's a plus, not a minus. But our politicians have made us to see it as a minus. So, guys, no doubt you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Turn on the notification bell. Please give this video a like so that YouTube can recommend it to others. And let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thank you.